Welcome back to Create Your Best Business Year Yet. I am so excited to be here today with Khadija Ansani. She is a beloved woman who I feel so grateful to know. She helps women who are ready to create more clients and money, have their first 10K month, and really have a breakthrough around clients. She is definitely the client creation queen and has a program by that name and just has so much um, wisdom and life experience and seasoned business owner experience to share with you today. So I'm so excited to welcome you here, Khadija, and excited to explore how to manifest more clients and money in 2021.
Yes, and so it is. Thank you so much for having me, Tara. I feel like I'm in your living room there. Hello, everyone. And yeah, I'm excited to dive in.
Awesome. So let's just start with the whole New Year's resolutions thing. So we know so many people start off their year with the
Yeah.
best intentions. And really, I hope this series is part of, you having a shift around this because we know so many people make resolutions and they don't actually happen. So why do you think that is and what can we do differently?
Yes. Well, first, I want to say that New Year's is my favorite holiday. And so I always look forward to the new year. And I think, first of all, there's this just collective energy of it's the new year. So there's just so much buildup. And I think what is also magical about the new year is that I think it's a time where people start really reevaluating their lives. And it's like, wow, 365 days have gone by. Did I do the things I said I was going to do? I don't even remember what my resolution was last year. And I think that you become more aware that your time here on earth is so limited and that you want to make the most of it while you're here. And so I think, that's the energy of New Year's, but I think that New Year's resolutions fail is because there's like this hard crash. It's like the holidays, the new year, and then like it just kind of crashes. And so, a few reasons why I think New Year's resolutions fail is that sometimes if you're not making a resolution or a goal or creating a vision that's your own, you're just not going to have the stamina, the energy, the wherewithal to follow through on it. So the first thing is to like, is that really my desire? Is that my desire from someone else in my life? Do I think I'm supposed to have it? I mean, I think there are all these markers of what you're supposed to achieve. And so you really have to come back down and be like, is that my desire? Another thing is that when you don't write down your New Year's resolution and you don't regularly revisit it, it's easy to forget. I don't know if that's happened with you, Tara, where you're like, well, what
Yeah.
did I say my resolution was? And it's simply because you didn't write it down or revisit it. And so, in order for anything to stick, you need to be connected to it on a regular basis. And then I would also say is if you don't have the support to carry a goal or vision out, then it's really hard to do on your own, especially if it's a new habit or a new thing that you've never done before that you're trying to implement. So those are, I think, are some reasons why New Year's resolutions don't stick. And I still believe in New Year's resolutions or goals or visions, desires, whatever it is that you call them. But I think that they really have to be genuine heart desires and that you need to have structures in place so that you can be activating them continually.
I could not agree with you more. That is the reason why I did a training in being a best year yet business coach because I think so often people just, kind of go, "Oh, I have this vision, this,
Yeah.
oftentimes it's more of a fantasy than a grounded plan."
Mhm.
So I love what you're saying about how important it is to make sure it's aligned, something that you are authentically passionate about, and then writing it out. And I actually keep mine near me, near my off, near where I'm sitting so that I can revisit them on a daily basis. So yes, I am so with you on those tips. And I also agree that it's a really wonderful time of the year because it's like all the consciousness is saying, here's what's possible. Step into
Mhm.
your vision. It's just
Yeah.
a great opportunity to really do things in a different way. So yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes. And of course, having support is key too. So yeah, I'm wondering if maybe you could speak a little bit into anything else that you think will be really valuable for the woman who is saying, like, okay, I am ready to create my best business year yet. And what tips or tools or practices do you have to help really set me up for success? You could just name your favorite one.
Yeah, so before I start visioning my new year, I love to look back and revisit the previous year. And so I literally will take out my calendar and month by month, and I look at all the things that were hard, all the things that didn't happen, why didn't they happen, what I can do better next time. And I really celebrate how far I have come. So I think, and I don't think that that necessarily happens right away. Sometimes it's like all of January can feel like you're clearing out month. And so I think it's really critical to lay the foundation and like clear out what you don't need from 2020. And that also includes releasing clutter, releasing things that you don't need, releasing like, hey, what relationships, what activities do I have in my life that I've outgrown and I'm willing to let go. And I'm a huge fan of ritual. I love to vision board. I love to set my intention, clear my space, and, light candles. You don't have to do it this way, but whatever rituals feel good for you, whether it's clearing your house with sage. And I've done different things over the years. Like one year I did like a vision box, and I did that together with Mike, with my partner, and we wrote down our desires and visions and we placed them in this box.
Mm.
And it was like our New Year's box. I love to create vision boards. I still do that every year and like to have them in a place I can see in my home. And I've done that for years. And it just, again, it's just a way, it's like if you have what you want in front of you, then you're going to continually charge that thing. And also a huge fan of thinking about how you want to feel for the year. Like, what's your word for the year? So my word for 2020 was support. And so I drew a lot of support in my business. And I was conscious and deliberate about that this year. I'm not sure yet what my word will be for 2021, but it can feel like a grounding and anchoring to be like, well, is this a supportive choice for me, or what would make me feel more supported? So those are just a few of the things that I like to do. And then I love getting a planner. I've worked with different ones. Most recent, for the last couple of years, I've been using the Law of Attraction Planner, which I really love. But, I've used Leonie Dawson's planner in the past, where you like write down like your 100 things that you want to do this year. And believe it or not, like 100 things is a lot of things, and it's
Yes.
just to get the juices flowing about like what you want your life and your business to be about, and knowing that you always have some creative ideas or projects that you can nurture just makes me incredibly excited. And when you forget, it's just like, oh yeah, I said this was on my, I don't like to say bucket list, but before I want to do this. And sometimes those things get carried on to the next year. And it's amazing to be crossing them off over time because you're actively creating what you want.
I love that, Khadijah. Those are great tips. And I know what a powerful manifester you are. So yes, do the things Khadijah said. And I love the box. That's really beautiful, and sharing it with your partner.
Yeah.
Such great processes. And I know something else that you're really skillful at is helping women make more money. So I'm wondering if you could share any tips or suggestions you have for women who are ready to say, yep, my best income year yet.
Yeah, I think first there's just a willingness to admit that you want more money. I remember I did a workshop a few years ago, Tara, and I asked people to raise their hand, like who wants more money? And it was actually a January workshop. And
Mhm.
only a handful of people
Wow.
rose their hand. I was like, is that really true? Or were you afraid to admit that you want money? And I think that it's critical, especially as entrepreneurs, to give yourself the permission, even if in your own mind, in your own heart, in your own journal, that you want to make the amount of money that you want to make. And I feel like this can be a scary thing to do. And I have grown in this process. But number one is just being willing to admit that you want to earn. It doesn't matter what the amount is, even if whether it's 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 more, but just being willing to admit that that is what you want. And once you know what that number is, it's really important to look at what are the fees that you're charging right now. Will those rates allow you to reach your income goal? Because oftentimes I see, there's a vision or a goal for a certain amount, but what you're currently charging, it's going to be really, really difficult to achieve that goal. So if your goal is 10,000 and maybe you're still doing single sessions for $100, or, maybe it's just time to give yourself a raise. And so for you, it might be the next leap, and just being willing to practice saying that number out loud. You don't want the first time that you're saying your number to be in a sales conversation. And so whether that's practicing it with your colleagues, your sister mind people, someone in your life, get comfortable with the number so that you can begin to embody it and it doesn't feel uncomfortable. It might feel uncomfortable in the beginning, but the more you practice it, and then when you receive that amount, it's really critical to celebrate that amount. So how are you going to anchor in this newfound rate? Maybe you've increased your prices by $1,000 and that you get the first client. How are you going to celebrate? Are you going to get yourself a massage? It doesn't have to be anything extravagant, but I'm a big fan of massages, Tara, and I used to just get hour-long massages, which I still love. And recently I've been like, they were saying the 80-minute, and I was like, Khadijah, give yourself the 80 minutes. And it just feels incredible. So oftentimes I'll ask people, how do they want to celebrate when they meet their next target in their business? And sometimes people don't know. And so this is where you can just begin to brainstorm, like, how am I going to treat myself for taking that next scary action in my business, or being more visible, or increasing my prices? And you're training your body, your mind and spirit to receive that amount, and that it's a good thing, kind of like when your dog does something great, you give the dog a treat. So how are you going to treat yourself for allowing more money into your business? And then I think the third thing I want to say about money is that it's really, really, really critical that you acknowledge how you are really shifting and transforming your clients' lives, because whether that's through the testimonials that they give you or what they say. Because sometimes I actually was speaking to someone yesterday she used the word stealing, that she felt like she was stealing or taking by charging. And I was like, whoa, like she just really we had a powerful conversation. Mm-hmm. And she has paid coaches more than she's charging. And I was like, well, did it feel like they were stealing from you? And she said, absolutely not. Like, I loved it. I showed up. And, look at what you have received. So if you're a coach, guide, or healer, if you've invested in yourself, I really want you to get present with what you've received from the people that you've invested in, and get really present with what your clients are receiving from what you're offering. And whether that's from you doing your own audit, but also from what the feedback is from your clients and your community, and really allow yourself to take that in, because sometimes people aren't taking it in, Tara, like really receiving, wow, as a result of doing this, I did this, So I'll just share an example with you. You taught me I've been wanting to do a summit for years. And you showed me how to do that. And it's just like, that was such a huge thing for me, because A, it was something I always wanted to do. B, I love interviewing and connecting with people. And it was even, yes, I did put out energy, but it was such a great model for me to grow my list the way that I did. And that was not you stealing from me. Like, you gave me something that I wanted. And it is something that I'll continue to use in my business. And so that that exchange, that skill, those tools I learned from you is something that I'm going to have forever. Is beyond the year or 2 years or 3 months that I worked with you. So it's really, you need to look at the longevity of the work you do with your clients. If a good coach, a good teacher stays with you beyond the 3, 6 months, year that you work with them. So those are my thoughts on that, Tara.
I love it. You knock summits out of the park. You do such a fantastic job with your summits, and it's been so beautiful to see, yeah, how you've grown your community that way. And you are an amazing interviewer, so it's just so in your zone of genius. And yeah, and it's fun to be interviewing you. And a question that I have for you is because I know you really help women. I think the confidence thing is so important. You help women to become more confident, and it has been my experience that, like you said, a lot of women hold back, have a hard time with their pricing, aren't really standing in their value, and that's all tied to confidence. So what do you suggest for a woman who is a little shaky in her confidence around sales, and when she's having conversations with potential clients?
Well, I think that it's normal to feel trepidatious, nervous, or anxious anytime you do something that you've never done before. And I think that sales gets a bad rap, and we have this image of the used car salesman, or just, aggressive sales where people are pressuring you to purchase something you don't really want to purchase. And so I think that there's a lingering tone there around sales. Um, and I think that there's a great opportunity for a mindset shift around that. Because the truth is, I'm like, sales feels really good. Like, ask yourself the question, would it feel good to get paid to do what I love? I'm guessing that the answer would be yes. I'm guessing that you're watching this is that you want to get paid. So I think it comes back to what we were talking about earlier, is just the admission that you would love to earn selling your coaching, healing services. And that remembering that it's an exchange, that you're offering something of value. And in exchange for that value, that person is paying, they're investing. Again, it's really important to practice. It's really helpful to have a template, a framework that you're following. So if you're unsure, it's always helpful anytime you have any kind of template, but a sales template, a discovery call template, and then that you can make your own so you feel more comfortable and using words that feel authentic to you. And I think that practice is key. And you never want to be so attached to getting the yes, especially I actually was doing a live yesterday, Tara, and the woman was asking about, how do you handle rejection? And it was interesting that she used the word rejection, because it's like, again, we don't have to take it as rejection. I was looking up the word offer in the dictionary recently, and basically they were just saying that, it's an invitation, you're giving someone something, you're offering something that they can say yes or no to. So remembering that the person you're speaking to has choice. They can say, yes, I really want to do it. They can say, no, I don't want to do it, or I want to do it, but not now. And we've all done this. And so remembering that there is choice involved. And I want you to get really clear about why it is you're offering what you're offering. You're offering something because you think it has changed your life in some way, and you know that it has the capacity to transform and help others. And that's the invitation, the opportunity you're making available. And for the right person, they are going to be a yes. And so I would say that there are some skills that you can learn in order to lead conversations, but give yourself permission and space to have practice. If you're worried about objections or rejections, like just imagine how you're going to respond if someone says that if they don't have the money or they need to talk to their spouse or they have other things going on. When you have some kind of key ways that you're going to respond to that, it's going to empower you. And just like everything in our business, we get more confident over time the more that we do it.
Absolutely. Such wisdom. Thank you for that, Khadijah. And
Welcome.
I know that you are also really skillful with guided visualizations and experiential processes. So I would love it if you could lead us in one.
I would love to. Well, I'm just going to invite us to take 3 nice deep breaths together. And we are just going to inhale our arms up with an inhale. And exhaling our arms down. Inhale again. And exhale our arms down. And one last time, inhale. And exhale. Good. And with your eyes closed, just taking a few moments for your muscles, your bones, your nervous system to just drop even more deeply into your seat. And feel the excitement, the buzzing, the desire of creating your best year yet in business in 2021. And gently saying to yourself, I will create my best business year yet. One more time. I will create my best business year yet in 2021. And allowing yourself to connect to the energy of I will. How does that feel in your body? I will. I am. And so as you hear me say a few more prompts, I want you to fill the rest of the sentence in your mind's eye. I will. I am. I can. I do. I have. And taking a nice deep breath here. The energy of I am, I can, I will, I do, I have is the energy and the language of you creating your best year yet in business. And letting your body take in the energy of those words. Knowing that it is done, that you've already created your best year yet in business in 2021. And so all there is left to do is say thank you. Thanking yourself for showing up. Thanking Spirit for putting this in your heart. And repeating 3 times, it is done. It is done. It is done. And as I count down from 3 to 1, gently preparing to open your eyes. 3, 2, and 1.
Thank you so much, Khadijah. I got so calm and peaceful. That was a beautiful visualization. And I know you have a beautiful free gift to share around client creation. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. It is called the Free Client Creation Masterclass. 5 keys to get clients home from home doing work you love. And this is an awesome class in terms of looking at all of the things that get in the way of getting more clients, what the 9-step process to attracting clients are, and how you can do it in your own way that feels authentic and aligned for you. So I would love for you to check out this class if you're looking to attract more clients in 2021, which I know you are, because it is done, it is done, it is done.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Khadijah. This has been such an amazing interview. I love the work you do, and just I feel so calm and centered and excited about 2021 after that beautiful visualization. So thank you again for that.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you so much for putting this together, and thank you for including me in this Best Year Yet interview series.
My pleasure.